Hello, this is Brendan Bingham for IT 143 Assignment 2.2 SQL Server Management Studio Primer. So first off here, we're going to talk about how to connect to SQL Server using SSMS. So this is SSMS here. It's just a good way to be able to access your SQL files and databases and things like that. So first we're going to go File and Connect Object Explorer. This will open up the server to connect to SQL, and that opens up the Object Explorer down here. To select a specific database in the SQL Server, you just use this little drop-down menu here, Databases. Mine is right here, Easy IT143DA. How to execute a command in a query editor. It'll show up here. Let me open it real fast. I have to open it from over here. So File, we go Open. We can open a file, have it here in my downloads. Here, and then you hit right here in this top left corner, there's an execute button. You can also use, it gives you a command there, Alt X, or I also, through a little bit of research, discovered that you can also use F5 to execute these. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I think the most simple one is probably just to click that button. And that will create, I've already done this, but once you hit execute, that will create down here under views, it creates a view, which you can then run, and it will create a table once you have executed all of this. Let's see, Object Explorer down here, this basically gives you access to kind of working your way through all the different options we have, especially in the databases, and how to access your files and tables and all the things that we've been working on. To create a table, it's pretty simple. You go down to the tables here, you go New Table. It'll open up a new table here. Over here on the right, you can name it. I'm just going to name it Test Table. You can name the column anything you want. We'll just say first column. Data type, we're going to do text. Second column. And this one will do a numeric. Third column. They have a couple different ones. SQL variants, var, variable characters, as we'll do. And you can set the amount to like 25. It goes up to crazy amounts. We don't want to allow nulls on any of these, depending on what you're doing for the table, of course. But for this instance, we will not worry about that. To create a table with the view that we have in here as well, you can go here to views, the W3 schools customers, and you can go to script as, and then let's see, create to new query editor window, and then that here will generate the script for a table there, and it's going to give me an error because I've already done all this. But what that does essentially is create the actual table over here under tables for the W3 schools customers table. So now to select the top 1,000 rows from the table, you go to Object Explorer, down to Tables, which is right here, and then we've got this, which is our table. You're gonna right-click it, script table as, and then you do, oh sorry, select top 1,000 rows. You don't do script table. Select top 1,000 rows. That'll do it here. It actually opened the table here in the bottom. If you take a look there, so we've only got 91 rows, but if there was up to 1,000, it would select all the way up to 1,000 rows. To filter the tables list, the same way, you right-click Tables, Filter, and you go to Filter Settings. You can change pretty much anything you want here: name, schema, owner, durability, type, memory optimized, creation date. All of this is changeable. So contains, equals, does not contain. I'm not going to mess with any of that right now, but that was how you could filter it to look for specific data in the tables that you were looking for. To clear code indicators, error indicators from code that references newly created objects. So basically you just go to edit, right here, we'll go edit, maybe, all the way down to IntelliSense, and then refresh local cache. And then that will clear the red line so that it doesn't say that you're having an error. To comment out lines of SQL code, you do the editor toolbar, which is going to be this guy, and oh, I'm in the wrong thing here. Just kidding. Comment out the selected line. So if we wanted to comment out, like, select those 3 lines, you hit this little button here, and it'll comment them out. Basically, all that does is makes it so that when you run the code, it doesn't use those lines. It doesn't recognize those as actual code. It just recognizes them as comments, or basically something that you've put in that you don't want the code to run. It's just something to help you remember. It's really helpful when you're writing, especially really long codes. I put in a lot of comments to say exactly what each line of code is doing. And that is going to be assignment 2.2.